Okay, next thing guys we're going to do is glue our template down on our cardboard. So you'll get a piece of cardboard from me about this size here. I'll have cut for you. I'll have some spray adhesive, and I'll help you with this when we're doing this because I only have a couple of these cans. But what we're going to do is first let's dry run it and put it out here and kind of line it up on our cardboard. So you'll see that there's a crease here, and what I've done is it just kind of seems to line up perfectly on that fold, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Kind of dry run it right there. It all fits on my cardboard. Flip it over, spray some of this adhesive on the paper, flip it back over, and place it down on the cardboard. And you have to be careful because this adhesive is strong, so once you place it, it's going to stick. So I've done that. I'm going to do the same thing here for this little piece. And just stick it here inside my cardboard, a little bit away from the other ends. And then I have my last piece here. I'm going to line up just like this on this fold. And put it down there so all of our templates are on there and stuck down. Okay. Okay, so guys, I've got my template glued down, and I went back through while the camera was off and I glued any loose ends down using a glue stick to make sure everything is flat and straight. I've gotten an X-Acto knife, and I've now put extra cardboard underneath the table so I won't cut through to the table. What you guys will end up doing is putting this on the floor and cutting on the floor. You'll also need a straight edge ruler, which I will grab in a second. But talking about safety with the knife, there's a couple things that we need to talk about first. One, when we're cutting with the X-Acto knife, we don't want to put our fingers out here like this when we're cutting and holding down. We want to use our knuckles, so that it's a little less likely that we'll cut ourselves here. We obviously want to be paying attention, but we'll push our knuckles down, and we will cut when we're doing this. I'm going to start cutting the cardboard. You're just going to trace, just put a little pressure down and pull. You might have to make a couple passes to cut all the way through. That's okay. You don't want to do a pushing or chopping motion. That's when we have accidents and slip. So we're just pushing down and tracing. And so I'm going to cut over here.
I'm completely clueless about this brainstorming web. It doesn't make sense at all.
And I'm going to trace.
Gavin, how are you? I don't know what not to do. We're confused.
Do you put them here?
No, I know. I know, I stayed up until 6.
All right, and I will come back and show you how to use a straight edge and a utility knife as well. All right, guys, gonna do some more cuts here. One way we could also be safe is by using a straight edge and just putting it on the place of where we're gonna cut, and then carefully just using that as a guide to make a straight line. Instead of just eyeballing it and doing the lines. The ruler kind of helps, and I can switch, set it to the angle, and cut that as well. Come back over here. Cut that as well. See these, if you don't think these are sharp, I just cut a little piece of the ruler there. So these are sharp, and we need to be careful with them.
So
And it will keep the students active and engaged. Medical lessons, students of all ages should be.
All right, so that's some more examples of that. Now when you have long straight edges, and if you're maybe more used to using these like we do in Miss Toe's class, you can use an utility knife, and I'm going to show you that on this long straight line here. Instead of using an X-Acto knife, I probably could come along the line, same concepts, using my knuckles, pushing down, setting the straight edge. Okay guys, a couple things that I've found through trial and error here is that the X-Acto knife is working probably the best, and what I'm doing is I am pushing down and working my way through, just kind of, and I don't know if you can see that, little by little, just by pushing it. So when I get to little pieces like that, I change the angle of my knife and just push straight down. And then as long as I'm cutting extra, not on the template, I'm okay. You don't want to cut in here, obviously, which will mess your cardboard up that you want to use. But I'm just working my way through and pushing slowly and working my way around. It's going to take quite a bit of time. It's not easy. You just have to be patient and go slow so that you're not messing your cardboard up. Otherwise, you're going to start over at the end. So again, I'm just kind of working my way through, overlapping my cuts so it's making a straight line, and just pushing straight down. When I get to an edge, I change my angle and I work that way. Still might need to make a couple passes through with this, but this is working a lot better doing that than it was trying to draw the straight lines out, which were turning out to be crooked, and I was cutting through, as you can see down here. So anyway, hopefully you guys saw all that, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's cut out. Okay, so guys, I'm finished outlining all this and going around, but as you can see, as I push it, some of it is gone all the way through, but some hasn't. So I'm going to work my way back around where it's stuck at, and be very careful and go through and kind of make sure all my cuts go through. So it's almost like doing it again, kind of tracing it through, making sure everything is cut through, and kind of push it and work my way around any of the stuck places and go back over those stuck places like that. And I'm going to continue doing that, and when I come back, we'll have all of that popped out. Okay guys, so I popped it all out, and now I have to go in and cut all these circles out. So you're going to have to go through here and probably cut this way first, and maybe cut like this way and get a little pie started. And then once you get that going, you can get your knife in here and start working around the circle. Okay, so little by little, working my way around.
Different designs. Yeah, make it look like something. What else? I might look up.
I get to there, I should be able to pop it right out. Might need some cleanup on the other side a little bit.
It doesn't matter.
I think I know what to do.
But pretty much got it there, and you could go back in and maybe work your knife around and clean up some of the edges just by kind of working through there like that. And I'm going to do that for all 6 of these, and then these little spots here, this spot here, this spot here. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 places still to cut out of here. It's going to take you some time,
I think a way to make it more
but take your time, go slow.